Hi crafters, it's Chloe from Chloe's Creative Cards and I have got a classically Chloe project to share with you all today. Of course it is pink and it is sparkly and this is using our brand new floral frames and flutters collection. So we've used that beautiful elegant flower die set there, which I'm going to show you how to die cut out and glitter. We've used our amazing foiled acetate in the background, which you are going to love crafting with. It makes it so much easier. And I'm going to show you how to glitter that up. And we've also created a background as well using one of our brand new stamp designs. If you want to craft along with me, all of the materials are listed in the description below, so please do have a little look. And I really hope that you enjoy creating this project with me today. So this is the card that we're going to be making using the lovely elegant flower. So we'll get started. So I've actually already pre-cut out some of my mats and layers using our scalloped and pierced dies. So I've taken the largest scalloped square die, and die cut that out from some rose quartz card. And I've taken the next size down in the pierced die and die cut that from some rose quartz pearl card as well. So what we're going to do is just start to glitter the edges up. I always like to build my base first and then show you how to create the embellishments. So we'll take a little bit of scrap paper and our Crystallina glitter, which we've got here. And we'll take a chisel tip glue pen. And then what we're going to do is just take this and we're just going to drag along the edge of the card like so. And then I've got a little scoop actually which makes this a little bit easier. So we'll take that and we'll just sprinkle that glitter over the top. Okay, we're not going to glitter the next one either quite yet. So I want to create like a very thin little white mat around the edge of this one. So I'm going to take a piece of crystal white pearl card and we're just going to stick this on the top. So I'm going to use a little bit of that Collal all-purpose glue. Just get that glue down to the bottom there. Get that dry as clear glue onto there. And then we're going to stick that down onto our card, like so. Give that a couple of seconds just to grab. And then I'm going to take my guillotine, which I've got here, and we'll just trim this piece down. I'm going to just trim this off so we've got a nice little border, just a fraction off there, just going around the edge there. We'll then take our chisel tip glue pen and we'll take our Crystallina glitter and we'll just glitter that up just to add that little bit of sparkle onto the white card. Now, because my glue's still a little bit wet, the mats and layers may move just a little bit, but we can always just shuffle them back into place. That isn't too much to worry about. So then we'll take that Crystallina glitter sprinkle that over the top. That then creates that lovely little mat ready to go onto our card. So we'll start to get these bits and pieces together, ready to stick them onto our base card. So once you've got your base card, you can bring this in, get rid of that scrap paper. We're going to grab our foam pads and just start to build this up. So again, I make quite dimensional cards. If you want to keep your projects a little bit flatter, of course you can do. You can just stick them down flat rather than using the foam pads. Stick that onto there. And we'll stick this next layer down onto here. Just use a few more foam pads. There we go. And then we'll stick that down onto our base card, like so. So then to start to build the background up, we're going to use our lovely delicate swirl stamp. And I've got 2 offcuts of the rose quartz pearl card. And we're going to stamp and emboss onto here. So we're going to be using an anti-static bag and a Wow clear embossing ink pad. We're going to dust that card over with the anti-static bag, like so. And then we're going to take our stamp. So I've got this mounted onto an acrylic block. This is the lovely delicate swirl stamp. We're going to take that clear embossing ink pad and we're going to ink the stamp up. Like this. We're then going to take that stamp. We're going to position that down and press. So you want firm, even pressure all over the image. Like so. It is quite a large stamp as well, this one. So we're going to take our opaque bright white superfine embossing powder and some scrap paper. So we'll sprinkle that embossing powder over the top, like so. Any excess that you don't use is going to go straight back into that jar. So we'll hold that heat gun still, and then as soon as that embossing powder starts to melt and change, we'll move the heat gun over the image. There we go. So we'll heat this bit up here, and then we'll do that exact same thing again. So again, dust your card over, take your clear embossing ink pad, going to ink up your stamp, going to place that down onto our card and press. So you want firm, even pressure all over the image, like so. And then we'll lift that off. And then we're going to take our scrap paper, throw all that embossing powder over the top, tap away the excess, and pop that straight back into the jar. And then we'll just heat this up. I've just noticed I've missed a couple of little bits on this one. So I'm going to go back in with my heat tool. Just heat that up. So do the same with this background, just heating that image. There we go. So then you can see how beautiful that background then looks. So what we're going to do now is take another piece of white card. So I'll grab that in. I'm going to take my crystal white pearl card and I'm going to take a pen or a pencil. I'm just going to mark where I want to trim this down to. So I'm going to trim to about here. So I'll just take my little guillotine and trim that down. So then this piece of white card will fit on the front of our card blank. So that's that one there and that one there. And then we're just going to take these other little pieces that we've just stamped and just trim the border away. Like this. And then we can kind of decide how much of that swirly pattern we would like on our background. There we go. And we're going to I'm going to trim this top bit down so it's about 3 inches, maybe it's a little bit less actually. Take a little bit more off. Remember, you can always keep taking a little bit extra off if you want to. So then we've got our background looking like that. I want a little bit more of a white band across the middle though. So again, I'm just going to trim a little bit off. So you can kind of do all this by eye, which is what I like to do personally. So if we take that white piece in, position that onto the card, so that's all looking good. And then we can take our little strips that we've just done, position those on. I'm quite happy with those now. So we'll stick those down into place. So again, we'll just use a little bit of glue just onto the back, like this. So we'll stick that one going across the top there. And then we'll stick this one going across the bottom. So again, you just need to get the glue down to the tip of the ball, which mine's not. There we go. A little bit of glue on the back of there. And then we'll just position that down there. And I'm going to take a pair of scissors and just trim this away. Like so. And then we'll grab our white vellum in. So we've got this piece here. And I'm going to take a spare acrylic block and we're going to just tear the vellum. So by tearing a piece towards you, it'll give you this really pretty kind of edge, but because we're using the acrylic block, it'll keep it nice and straight. So tear that there. And this is just going to add that little bit of texture across the middle of the card. So we're going to fold that in half here. A little bit of glue just on the back there. Hold that in place. And then we're going to do the same across the other side here. So a little bit of glue. Just across the back there. And then stick that down. Okay. Once we're happy with that, we can then take a few foam pads. Just get this stuck onto our little mat here. Just use those on the back there. Peel the backing off. Stick that down onto the base card. Okay, and then we're going to start and build up our beautiful flowers. So the card sample that I've done, I've actually used the Stamen die in the centre of the flowers here, but I'm going to show you it without, just so then you get the idea of the difference that makes. Our Stamen die is this little white part here of the flower. So it would die cut this out and you could pop that in the middle, but I'm just going to show you for this demo how to make it without that. So what you're going to do is you're going to take our elegant flower die, which is this gorgeous die here, and you are going to die cut out 2 of the large solid flowers, 4 of the medium solid flowers, and 4 of the small solid flowers. And then you're going to cut 2 of the filigree small, 2 of the medium, and 1 of the large. So that's what's going to create your flowers for this project. And we're going to die cut those out from the Rose Quartz Pearl card. So I've got these all die cut here. Okay. And then on the filigree ones, you are going to take your chisel tip glue pen and you're going to go over and you're going to scribble over the top of those flowers and you're going to cover them in the Crystallina glitter. And what we're then going to do is just take these flowers, we're going to just pinch round like this. And we're just going to create a little bit of shape in those petals. So we're just working our way around, adding that little bit of shape into those flowers. Like so. And then we can just start to layer these up. So we can take our Pinflair glue gel, I've buried somewhere over here. So you're going to stick the 2 large ones together. Just try and create a little bit of space for myself here. So we're going to stick the 2 large ones together. So you're going to stick one on top of the other. And then you're going to take that lovely flower, the filigree one, a little bit of glue on there. And then we're going to take one of our large sparklers and pop that into the middle. There we go. So we're going to do this on all of the flowers. So like this. So just layering this up. Like so, and you can see the difference that those little stamens make in the middle of the flowers as well. But I just wanted to show you, if you just wanted to do it with the die set, you can do, so I just wanted to show you it without. So then we're going to go in, we're going to layer this one up as well. Like so. So we'll just work around, layering these flowers up, like this. And then a little sparkler middle of all of these. Okay, so then we can bring our card blank back in. It's where you need to be careful if the flowers are still a little bit wet, like for example with that one, I've just kind of knocked it there. So what you can then do is start to take your glue, so I'm using Pinflair again, just going to start to build these flowers up. Like so. Again, if you're at home, you've got the time to allow these to dry. Whereas obviously, because I'm kind of filming this as we go, we don't necessarily have that luxury. So you can see how I've just kind of arranged the flowers in a crescent shape. This looks really pretty. There's nothing wrong with this, but it could be better. So what I've then done is taken some of our foiled acetate foliage. I've got some here that I can show you. So I've taken this design here. So we've used this sheet. So it comes in gold and silver. This is the gold sheet, but if you flip it over, you can actually use it in silver as well. So what I've done is turned my acetate over and glittered. So I've infilled with my Dries Clear PVA glue, which is this one here. So if I do a little section to show you, so you just go in and work onto here. So because I want the silver side, I'm working on the back here and covering over the gold. Now you do get these in gold and silver, but I just think it's worth noting that if you use more silver, this is a way to get more kind of silver out of the pack. So you can then take your glitter, sprinkle a little bit over the top, like this. And then when that glue dries, that glue is going to dry clear. So what that means is you'll get that lovely green shining through. So I've got one that I've already done that's dried that I did at home. So that was Mint Crisp Sparkelicious glitter that I was using there. So you can then take this lovely foliage, which I've got here, cut loads of little bits of it out. So you just cut out with scissors, and because it's acetate, you can cut it out really, really rough. So we'll grab that card blank back in, and then we'll take our acetate and start to just kind of arrange it. So basically all I'm going to do is just pop a little bit of glue on the edge and just stick it in. And you can see what a difference that then makes. Like instantly it lifts the project. So a little bit of glue and then stick that in there. And then just to show you how you can cut this out, I've left this one, look. You can literally just whiz around the edge, trimming that acetate away. There we go. And then we're going to take a little bit of glue, stick that on the back, and then just chuck that in. So that bit's going to go in there. That little bit's going to go in here. And then the little leaves, these are dead handy because these are good little fillers. So you can just go around and tuck these in. So I'll tuck one up there. I'll tuck one down here. And for me, I really enjoy kind of the process of crafting. I love creating the cards. It's really mindful. You can switch off, you're not looking at a screen. That for me is what crafting is about. So you can see how we've created that there. So if we lift that out the way, got a couple of little die cut circles here. So these are using our pierced and scalloped circle dies. So I've got a white one that we're going to stamp a sentiment on. So I've stolen this from one of our frame stamp sets. So I'm just going to use my ink pad. So I'm just using a light grey ink, inking that up. Place that down in the middle and press, and then we'll lift that off, and then we'll take a little foam pad just to stick this onto here, like so. And then another foam pad on the back. Stick that on there so you can see how that's starting to come together. And then to finish this off, what I like to do is use some of our little sequins. So these are really beautiful. So you can kind of just go in with your dry clear glue. You can add quite big dots of glue, but it's going to dry clear, so you don't need to kind of stress out too much. Add your glue, and then you can take the little sequins, and you can just go in and dot these about. So you can kind of just stick these. Wherever you want. Just kind of dot them in. Like so. Just dot these about. Kind of pick the little shapes that you would like. And then to finish that off, you can take some of our little self-adhesive sparklers, and you can just go in and add, I've grabbed the finished card in, a little pink jewel into the middle of each of the flowers, and that will be how you would finish your project. I really hope that you have enjoyed creating this beautiful pink card with me today. As always, I've listed all of the materials that you are going to need in the description below, along with all of the links to the website, so you can shop all of the products online at chloescreativecards.co.uk. Also, if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel, where you will get notified as soon as we have a brand new video up.